Hey guys, Gutter here. Today we are going to be interviewing Panda Eyes. If you don't know who Panda Eyes is, he's a very juicy music producer who has made songs such as this. And this. And he has millions and millions and millions of views on YouTube. And if you didn't know, he's also a panda. So without further ado, get your nipples ready to get wobbly. The shit's about to go down. Let's meet Panda Eyes. Are we starting? Should we start? Okay.
Yes. Is it this microphone by the way?
Is this a Blue Yeti?
Yeah.
Is that a Blue Yeti? I used to hear you, but now I don't. Yeah, now
Do you
I
hear
hear
me
you.
now? Okay, good. Yeah, so it's the Blue Yeti.
I need to stop laughing now. Okay.
Think about something unfunny, like people dying in Africa.
You're making it worse, fuck's sake. I know
That's
it's not funny, but
dude.
it's hard to concentrate.
It's funny. I'm sorry.
Hey guys, I'm here at Panda Eyes,
What's up?
and we're going to be interviewing him a little bit and getting to know him a little bit better. So, what's up, dude?
I'm good. What's up with you?
I'm good. I'm excited for this interview.
Like,
Okay, so I prepared a few questions which I think a lot of the viewers are interested in. So I'm gonna start with the first one. At what age did you first started producing music? You know, what got you into?
all right. So that was like at age 13, I think. So like 8 or 7 years ago, and it started all with. I was just a huge like gamer, and I had my, like I didn't have a laptop, so I used my mom's laptop.
Yeah.
And I found FL Studio. Like, I found it somewhere online because I really wanted to like record different sounds and instruments because I was a drummer.
Yeah.
And I was playing piano a bit, and I really wanted to like not just play the drums. I wanted to make a song, and first my dad gave me like a 3-channel cassette recorder, with a microphone, which was fucking horrible to sync and everything. And I found out about FL Studio, like when, like at the MSN times and shit, like at those times. And I found FL Studio and I saw it like a game. Like I went to all my friends and was like, hey, download that. It's fucking cool. You can make like fucking tunes and shit. And my friends, they all stopped after a week, and I'm just still doing it, basically.
That's super interesting. Like, how did you find it? Was it like on YouTube video, or you just search for programs and stuff?
I have no idea. Yeah, no, I think I was Googling. I don't know if Google was really a thing back then, but yeah, no, I just found out about it. It was like FL Studio 7 or 6.
Oh.
And I think I just Googled like how can you make music on your PC? Yeah. That was it. Because before that, even I was using my mom's Sony Ericsson. There was like this Sony Ericsson app where you can just like drag in loops.
You mean
which are all in the same key, kind of like Magic's Music Maker.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they were all in the same key, and basically, I wanted to do something like that.
I thought you saw like a video and shit, but actually, like you were actually genuinely interested in making music, right? Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
What was your childhood like?
So I'm from Switzerland, Zurich. Most people get it wrong. They're like, oh, he's German or stuff. No, I'm from Switzerland, which is a really tiny country compared to most countries. And my childhood was pretty normal, I guess. I don't know, like divorced parents. I was with my mom. I used to play a lot of video games. And I went to school. Maybe that's the more interesting part. I went to school, and at like age 13 or 14, they start to ask you like, what do you want to be? You have to find a job. You have to find a future. You have to study. You have to get a work. And I think it was the time where I started to listen to Skrillex, like with 14 or 13. And I was like, I want to be like Skrillex. And of course, everyone was like, especially teachers were like, no, what the fuck? You can't do that. You can maybe become a music teacher. I was like, no, that sucks. They were like, you can like, I don't know. They just told me that's not possible. And I was like, why? Why is it not possible? Because I have internet and I have a laptop. And Skrillex basically already said in his interviews that all he has. He has the internet and he has a laptop. And they also told me a lot. In Switzerland, we have no scene. If you really look at producers in Switzerland, we now we maybe have like one or two, like Insane Like and Rob Gasser. They're from Switzerland.
Yeah.
And maybe like DJ Antoine, but I wouldn't count him like in that whole thing. You heard of DJ Antoine?
No.
No, okay. He's like worldwide famous, but he makes like really like David Guetta kind of stuff.
Okay.
Even worse, even more commercial. And so yeah, I was in school, and then I was like, I want to be like Skrillex, and they told me you can't do that, especially not in Switzerland. You know, maybe in America, but not here. Like that doesn't exist here. And well, then the golden age of YouTube came, and all the SoundCloud stuff and the internet, and I was just really stubborn. And I was like, I don't care. I want to do this. And I think I didn't do any homework anymore. I didn't really do much in school anymore. It's really, I'm surprised how I finished the main school, the normal school. I finished like what you would call high school, I guess.
Yeah.
And after high school, I had like before I finished school, I had before Panda Eyes, I had 3 other names, which was like I think Oscillate, like oscillator, but with a K.
Yes,
so
it is. Yes, it is.
Before that, I was called Blue Root, like blue blood, like royal blood, but I didn't think of that. It was just like, Blue Root, that sounds cool. And yeah, then I started with Panda Eyes, and after school, I had like, I don't know, maybe like 5,000 followers or 10,000 followers. I was like making like a little bit of money, just a tiny bit, but it was enough for my parents or for my mom to be like, oh, okay, this might work. And then after school, I went full time into Panda Eyes, and it just
So
worked.
basically, everyone was against you until you started making a couple of bucks.
Yeah, my whole class basically. I changed school a lot because I didn't go to the first school I went to. I didn't go there anymore because first I wanted to go. There's like gymnasium after when you're 14, something like that. After there's like gymnasium, and there is the normal school, where after gymnasium you do 7 years, and then you have like abitur or matura, how you call it in a lot of places, and then you go study. Or there's the normal school, which is 3 years, and then you find a work. And I didn't want to go to this school where you go 3 years, because there was this school close to my place, to my home, which I would have went to, and I just heard bad things about it. I was a really small boy. I was smaller than everyone in my age. I looked really young. Like with 15, I looked like I was 10, and I just heard there were a lot of bullies.
Yeah.
There were a lot of fights. It just sounded like a really hardcore school. Like, no, I don't want to go there. So I started learning for the gymnasium test, and then I heard about art and sports school. Then I wanted to do that, and I did the test with playing drums. Then I got a letter. They told me, yeah, you're in. So I was like, fuck the gymnasium. Then I got another letter from the art and sports school. We told you you're in, but actually we don't have any more space. Try it next year.
Oh.
So in the end, I still went to that school that I didn't want to go to. And after half a year, I just didn't go anymore because it was really bad. And I was like, fuck that, I don't want to go there anymore. Then they kicked me out, put me in another school on the other side of the city. And there as well, everyone is basically just like, oh, that guy's that crazy dude that got kicked out of his old school, and he thinks he can be like Skrillex.
Yeah.
Everyone's just like, dude, you're gonna, like, I had some friends, but even them, they were like, dude, yeah, you're probably gonna end on the street. Like, I was always like the class clown, and people found me funny, but as soon as there was like a group work or something, they didn't want to work with me, because they thought like, no, but I still have to do good in school, because I have to become a doctor or something like that.
Yeah.
And basically, I mean, now I have friends texting me like, hey, you should come back to school and like show your teachers what you did, because I think the most problems I have with my teachers, because I was always like, I'm gonna show you guys, and I was always was really into like fairness, you know. As soon as one teacher was like laughing about a student, I just, even if it was not my friend, I just got up and was like, dude, you can't fucking do that.
Yeah,
Who the
exactly. Yeah.
think you are? And he's like, how you talk to me like that? Who you think you are? I was like, who do you think you are? Like, and they couldn't handle that. They always kicked me out the classroom and everything. And yeah, that's basically my childhood story. And
So you basically gave up on school to pursue your passion in music?
I finished the normal school.
Yeah.
So if music one day wouldn't work anymore, or if things wouldn't work anymore, which I doubt it will, and even if it will, I would just find another way.
Yeah, totally.
I could still like get work with my normal school
Yeah, yeah,
graduate.
yeah. I can relate. I quit school too, so. Okay, what's your favorite food?
I guess trash food, junk food, the food that I shouldn't eat. Like I like everything that's fried, I guess.
So,
Fried shit
so
just
pizza and
tastes good
French
and it's
fries and
fucking
stuff.
crunchy.
Yeah, I like that shit too.
And like fried chicken and then fries are really good. I always liked fries.
Yeah, fries every day.
But now I think I really started when I got older, or now I'm getting older. I just start to like all kinds of different food and like a balanced diet because it just makes you feel better, literally. Like
Yeah, they do.
if you just eat like meat or stuff all the time or fries, you just feel really tired, and you don't really feel energetic, and it just makes you feel like shit,
Yeah.
basically. Yeah, so also like a good salad now and
How
stuff
does it
like
feel
that.
to be, on the stage in front of thousands of people, playing your own music, your own creation?
Oh, I can tell you a funny story about that. The first time I got booked was it was basically like that. Like, hey, I see that you make music. A guy from Zurich, a promoter. It's like, hey, I see that you make music. You want to play tomorrow with one of your idols? That was Let's Be Friends. That was my first driver with Let's Be
Okay.
Friends. They're like, hey, you want to play? You want to play with Let's Be Friends? We're gonna pay you nothing. It's gonna be tomorrow. And I was like, oh shit. And I already mixed some like psytrance. It's actually funny. At like age 14 or 15, I mixed psytrance with my neighbor. We were like a psytrance duo. So I already kind of knew how to mix a bit, but it was literally like, yeah, tomorrow play your shit in front of people with Let's Be Friends. And I was like, fucking hell. And I was like there, and I was like, just do it, man. Like, why should you say no? Like, this is what you want to do, no? Isn't this what you want to do? Like, I had this conflict in my head. Like, no, this is fucking insane. And like, the other voice saying, but this is what you want to do. This is what you do. That's the route you should go for. And then I went there, and I remember being backstage, and I was like about to leave. I was about to go back home. I was like, fucking hell, I'm so nervous. I want to go home. I want to fucking leave. And I remember there was some guy. He was a member of what was before the Fat Crew, but I don't think they make music anymore. And I remember he was there, and he was like, "Yo, dude, I heard your music. It's really cool. I'm excited to see you play." And that just kind of gave me like, I don't know, some kind of security, I guess. And then I went on stage, and I played probably a pretty shitty set. Maybe played like, yeah, it was my first set. So, but. It felt crazy. I was super nervous. I was probably like that when I went on stage, but I realized the moment I pressed play, the moment I started mixing my music, I was like in my element, and it just felt pretty okay. It felt right, And then the second show was with Seventh, and Seventh was also like my huge idol. And then again, I was like, but then again, when I started playing, it was okay. And I guess all my shows from that point on were pretty much that, like getting super nervous when I get the bookings, getting super nervous, having those thoughts like, oh, what if I fuck up? What if they don't like my music? And it gets better and better, because you just always get this confirmation, oh, they actually like my music. Oh, I'm actually able to mix,
Yeah.
Oh, and you get this confirmation,
And you get used to it.
Yeah, I don't think I'll ever not be nervous, because now I'm having a tour coming up, and I'm more excited now than nervous, I guess, because I feel like if people don't like your music, I mean, I already have like I have a fan base, I have a following, I have the confidence in my music, and if something goes wrong, like let's say things you can't control, like let's say technical issues, something goes off, something is broken, that is not
shit happens.
And yeah, exactly. And I already had moments where I came on the play button at the wrong time, and I was just like, haha, that was stupid. And it just kept going, Like, but how does it feel other than that? Other than being anxious, it feels really good. It took me a while to actually like look at the people, look in their faces. The first few shows I was just like that. I still danced and stuff, but I didn't want to look at them. Like there was too much for me, too many people. But I think now it's just like it's a really good feeling. You get super. I guess like still I'm way less nervous than before. But 30 minutes before your set, I'm like always like, oh, 22 minutes left. Oh, 20 minutes left. Oh, 50 minutes left. Where's my USB stick? Where are my headphones? And then you start playing, and then after you've smashed it, like literally the set, the 1 hour or like 90 minutes I played, it feels like 10 minutes. It's really like bam, and it's over, and you're like, fuck, that was amazing. And you go off stage and you go backstage and you're just like, wow, that felt really good. And it's one of the best feelings, I think, after a set.
I think it feels great. Do you plan on making more videos on your YouTube channel?
Yeah, I'm like traveling a lot right now, and I don't have my whole setup that I have at home with my tower PC and everything and my good microphone and all that. But I just uploaded one some days ago with my laptop, which is okay. It works, I guess. I definitely want to upload more videos, even though things gonna change. I just love doing that. It's like a nice balance to making music. So yes,
Let's
I
spice
think so.
things up a little bit and ask you a little bit more serious question. What are your goals for the future? You know, as Panda Eyes, or you know, whatever.
All right. My goals. So I could tell you my life plan.
Okay.
My goal as a 14-year-old was always, or maybe 15, 16-year-old, I came up with that life plan was, first of all, make music, get big with that music, get to like, you know, I said I want to be like Skrillex, so I wanted to have like a status like him, where I can literally do what I want, make music that I like, follow my passion and have a big following, and then after that maybe make my own label. And then after that, with my label, I would try to find underground producers or like just people who I see massive potential. But you know, there's two parts in your career. There's making good music, and then there's the marketing part. And I feel like so many people are really good at making music, but they just don't know how to do marketing, or they're just not, you know, you can't be everything. You can't be like super good at making music and at the same time super good at selling bananas, you know, which is then your music, you know. And I guess I would just like see the potential in people, because I always felt like I was really good at that. Like someone sent me a tune and I was like, hey, what you think of that? And I was like, this is gonna be a hit. And then he released the tune and it was a hit. It was a hit. Or like when I discovered Omega Mode, or yeah, a lot of things like that. Or when I made the track with Teminite after I found him on, I sent him the first version of High Score when I found he was like the winner of the Peckport Nerds contest. And I told him, dude, let's make a tune like this with your soul on it. It's gonna be a hit. And I mean, it worked. And I feel like I could make a good label, and then with that label do some good things. And then when this label gets big, maybe have my own stages at festivals.
Yeah.
Like whatever the label gonna be called, Panda Eyes label stage. And then after that, maybe have my own festival. Then I'm already maybe kind of old, like say 35, 40. And then have my own festival, and that I don't know. I couldn't wish for more than that.
So
That was my plan. That is a pretty crazy plan, and I always knew if I just gonna reach the half of it, it's already pretty great.
So it's all about music, right?
Yeah, and so my future, you know, I was like, I changed my mind a lot recently. Like, I also figured out that, you know, maybe at one point it's not gonna be Panda Eyes anymore. Maybe I'm gonna rebrand at one point. Maybe I'm gonna, you know, you make a lot of mistakes in a career. You make a lot of things. You learn. And then you, at one point, you're just like, let's start over. I learned, let's start over and use all my knowledge again. Maybe I'm gonna stay Panda Eyes, I don't know. But my future goals now are doing my first tour, starting to play festivals in America, and all that stuff, and just getting my branding game higher, and just have fun and make a lot of music with a lot of musicians, and basically just have fun while pursuing my dreams.
Sounds awesome. Okay, now before we end the spicy interview, I'd like to ask you, like, what advice do you have for younger producers, or, you know, there's like tons of producers nowadays everywhere, like.
Yes. All right, so what advice? First of all, you mean advice for a producer who wants to get big?
Yeah,
basically.
you know.
Yeah,
Like
okay,
you.
so my first thing would be, first of all, branding. Like, let's say your name is 5x2W Sonic the Hedgehog, something like that. you can make the best
Yeah.
music ever. First of all, if people won't find your name, or if it's not something that sticks easily in your head, they won't really like that. That just ruins your whole point. First of all, second is if you're just gonna copy someone's music, you're always gonna be second best, even if you're really good at it. Or you're always gonna be, you're not never gonna be original. Basically, I know that music is never really original, and the whole authenticity point is kind of stupid because all art and all music bases on music that was already here. No one came up really with something. It just developed after time with a lot of people. It's like a collector's mind with the internet and with art and with vinyls before and just with the scene. And I guess what you should do is try to find like a market space which hasn't been really used yet. Try to build your brand, make good music. And in the beginning, what I did is just I released a lot of music. I released a lot of music, which at one point I deleted, because I deleted and I knew people knew my name at that point, and I started to deleting all the stuff that I was like, this is just like my learning, even though it's still in my learning phase, but I didn't want to have those tunes anymore representing my brand, so I deleted all that stuff, and I started going more serious, quality over quantity. And at the beginning it was basically quantity over quality, just to get my name out there. And a lot of advice also for younger producers is not every little label will help you. Try to do as much as you can yourself. You don't need a manager at 1,000 followers either. That's not going to help you. And just try to be unique. Try to find your signature sound. It's the best if people will listen to your music. Like, let's say if someone listens to your music and says, hey, this sounds kind of like this artist, that's not bad. But if someone listens to someone else's music and says, hey, this sounds like your music,
that's good. Yeah,
that's what you want to do, And aside from that, I guess you just have to you have to be passionate about it. And to be passionate about something, you just have to love it, and you have to have fun. You always have to have fun. If it's not fun, don't do it. Or if it's not fun, start thinking new and like just get your priorities right again. Like you just have to have fun, and if it's fun, it's not work. You know what I mean? You have to feel like work. And if it's fun, it's going to be so much easier to just build your own sound and just go on and it's like it's just gonna go from itself basically. And if you're really passionate about it and you make really good music and you're like into it and you're doing it for years, then your branding is just bad. And also another point is, don't expect after 1 year to make good music. Don't expect after 2 years to make good music. Don't expect after 3 years to make good music. Or, I would say the first 3 years your music is gonna sound like shit, because making music is not that easy. And don't go asking bigger producers for collabs after 1 year. Don't go spam bigger producers. Don't go spam labels. Don't spam your music around, because that's just ruining your reputation, basically. It's destroying your brand. And just basically, if you wanna be good, you have to have good sound design, and you have to have good arrangement and musical knowledge, like how to make a song and how to make the sounds to make the song. And that's two different parts. For sound design, you probably just lock yourself in a room for like year, 2 years, and you just blub, and it's gonna sound like shit, and it's gonna hurt your head probably, and it's gonna be really frustrating. But if you're passionate about it, it should be okay.
Yeah, and I see you put a lot of attention on branding, and I like that because I also believe in that. Like, all the producers nowadays, they really have to like focus on branding, right? Because it's not just about music nowadays only.
Yeah, I mean, it's really oversaturated market right now. There's so many people making music, and there's a lot of young producers who are insanely good, and they hear someone else tune it, they're like, hey, I can do that too. And then they do it, and it sounds pretty much the same, and that's great, but still, it's not going to bring you anywhere.
It's someone else.
Yeah, exactly. And the whole branding part is just basically, I mean, it's just how it works. You can be an underground artist and say, I don't care about branding, and then you do whatever you want. But if you really want to go play big shows, you have to sell tickets to get booked, and for that you have to have a name, and for that you have to have a good branding, and it's just necessary.
Oskar, thank you so much. for the interview.
Thanks, you, dude.
I really appreciate it. And yeah, have fun on the tour and take care of yourself.
You too, dude.
So this was Panda Eyes, lovely and juicy person. Make sure to leave a like on the video if you guys want more videos like this, and also leave a comment if you want to see another interview on someone else. Click here to watch my previous video in which I tell you guys the history of dubstep, which is pretty interesting. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, peace out.